everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Today's project is going to be a little bit different and maybe a little bit interesting. There's something I've been wanting to try and make for a very long time, and I finally found an idea about something that I can make for my wife, and then I have an excuse to try and make the thing I want to make. So it's kind of like a dual purpose, a win-win if you want to call it that. I've always wanted to be able to make a book safe. Now, if you don't know what a book safe is, it's very simple. You take a book, a thick book, you cut out a block in the center of the pages, and then you make it nice, glue it or something, and then you can put this book on a shelf, and it's hollowed out on the inside, and you can put valuables inside there. Mostly people use it to put cash there, and then you can put it on the bookshelf, and only you will know that there's valuables inside there, which is, in my opinion, the knowledge inside the book is already valuable. But yes, I've always been interested in trying that. The problem, however, is that these days people have cash less and less. We're in a digital age where you just tap your card or snap scan or whatever, and so cash is not something people carry around all the time anymore. So I thought, what else is there that we can put inside a book safe that could work? And I thought to myself, chocolate. Now there's a commodity. If you have it in the house, little fingers will always try and find it. My wife likes chocolate, and she always has to hide it in between her clothes and everything. So I thought, I'm going to make her a book safe that she can put her chocolates in and keep it safe. Every time I go to second-hand bookstores, I've been looking out for a nice book that I can do this in, and I finally found this book. The Art of the Chocolatier. So it's nice big on the cover, on the spine it says Chocolatier, and the book is quite thick, and it's quite a nice size book. So I decided this is the perfect book that I can use to make a book safe out of. Now, two things I want to point out quickly. Number one, you might be sitting there going, but it says chocolate on the spine, won't that be a dead giveaway? Well, I'm kind of leaning on that hiding in plain sight effect. So nobody would suspect it because it'd be so obvious. The second thing is, I'm going to have to destroy this book, which is actually a really nice book, full of color photographs and recipes and everything, and I'm going to have to destroy it to make this. I want you to know that I paid almost nothing for this book. I bought it from a second-hand store, and I asked the people, why is this beautiful book so cheap? And they said that they can't get it sold, and they marked the price down with the hopes of selling it, and if they don't sell it, it would have just gone to recycling. And although I don't like destroying books, I like the idea of rescuing a book that would have been recycled and doing something with it so that it might have a much longer lifetime. Now, hopefully it's something that will last forever, and it will be passed down to our children. You never know. That's of course if I manage to actually make a book safe, which I've never done before, and which I'm going to try now for the first time. Alright, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take this cover off, because I don't want it to damage anymore while I'm busy working. Put this in a safe place, so I only work with a book. And then I'm thinking, since I've never done this, I'm going to leave some of the front pages, maybe leave up to the index, and then from here I will start and I will work my way down to about 3 or 4 pages from the end. What I'm thinking of doing is, I have tried many years ago before, I have tried cutting a book. And the biggest frustration I had was, I don't know if I'll be able to show this to you, but if the book's like this, the biggest frustration I have is that as you're working and cutting along, this happens. The spine moves back, and you can see on this edge here that the pages then slide. So what happens is the hole you're trying to cut flush. It's not a flush cut. The cut moves on a little bit as you go deeper and deeper. And so I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I thought maybe I should just glue all the pages together and then use a jigsaw and cut the block out in the center. But that sounds like it will take a long time, and I have no guarantee of the outcome. Therefore, I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the book close as possible to the edge, and then I'm going to clamp it. I'm going to clamp the pages in place so that they cannot move, and then I'm just going to cut layer for layer for layer for layer, you know, and then I've got a plan, we'll get to that later, of making a nice frame on the inside, boxing it a little bit, and then you have to glue the edges. So that's my idea on doing it that way. Let's try it and see what happens. I'm not halfway through the book yet, and I can tell you my right arm is feeling it. I think this falls under the category of a labor of love. Alright, I'm over the halfway mark, and some interesting developments. The knives are becoming too short to reach the bottom, and despite my best efforts of keeping it perfectly 90 degrees, I still get an effect where it's tapering like this. Every time I make a cut, it's moving inwards, and it's becoming really difficult. And then it dawned on me, why not try and use the widest chisel I have and just correct it? And it turns out that actually works really well. Put the chisel against the edge. It takes a little bit longer because you have to move the chisel constantly, but who knew? This actually works kind of really well. What would we call this? This is definitely not wood carving, more like paper carving, I don't know, but it definitely works, and it cleans up the corners quite nicely. So it takes a little bit longer, but also with one cut I'm able to remove about 4 or 5 pages, but with this I'm getting a lot more pages out. So even though it takes longer, I can remove more material. Who knew? Alright, that chisel actually made quick work of the last third of the book, so we are done. And it's actually quite difficult, but I'm very happy with the square I got. Alright, I'm done hiding the crimes, I mean painting. The painting is all done. I went and put some Mod Podge over the paint to seal it and give it a bit of more of a shine. I also painted the bottom of the book and I cross stroke to give it a bit of a textured look and all of that. So this is the effect I wanted. It looks like a book, and then when you open it up, it's like a box on the inside. I'm really happy with how it came out. I think it looks really nice for a first attempt. Lots of lessons learned. The pages, probably from the glue, combination of the glue and the paint, when it got wet here, it made these bubbles all the way around. Well, actually, strangely enough, it didn't do it on the two long edges, but it did it on the short edges, which I cannot figure out why yet, but it made these bubbles. So now, as a result of that, you can see the wood is lower than the paper, but when I close it, you still have this gap here, which won't be visible when it's standing on the shelf, but it's there. And I honestly don't know how that, it's new to me. This, like I said, when you do something for the first time, you learn. But the nice thing is that while you're learning, you still get an end result. This still looks quite nice. The black looks great with the opposite page, and I love the back cover, the back page here with the chocolates in it. It really looks nice, and it holds chocolate. You can put quite a bit of chocolate in here. Got a selection of some of my wife's nicest chocolates. So this will go on a shelf, and you can take the book off, open it up, and there's chocolates on the inside. I think it's brilliant. I really like that. I will consider that a success. It comes with a warning though. If any of my children happens to watch this video, now is the time I want to point out that the contents of this book belongs to your mother. You can't just go and say, ooh, I'm going to do some reading and then take some chocolates. It's not going to work. This is her chocolates. I'm making this for her as a gift, a present, and it's for her to keep her chocolates in. So just forget you saw this. You didn't see it. It doesn't exist. Okay. Enough jokes. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I honestly hope that you also learned something just as I have. If you were ever thinking about doing something like this on your own, you can, as you can see, you don't really need a lot of tools to do this. And the world certainly doesn't have a shortage of old books. So if you want to try doing this, I hope that watching me doing this has given you some ideas on what to do and maybe not what to do. But yes, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. And I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video, spending the time with me. I really do enjoy it. If you like this video and want to see more of these kinds of projects I do, please consider subscribing and putting the bell on so you can get notifications. I currently upload videos every second week on Wednesday. Also, you're welcome to follow me on social media. Interact, leave comments. I really like that. Until our next video together, I want to say, make your best life, make your sweetest life in this case. Thank you. See ya. There is something that I've been wanting to make. I need now a thin piece of plastic. Really what I had in mind. No, this is not going to work. Problem. This is one of those cases where I really need more light. Kind of makes me think of that movie Stargate, where that guy's trying to read the hieroglyphs and then he's like, Aziz, light! And then all of a sudden there's this lot of, I need like that light, you know. I wish I could just go like, Aziz, light! And then, light. That would have been cool. It looks like a, oh, I have to put the cover back on. Put the cover on. Oh! Can I put the cover back on? I glued I glued the pages to the bottom. That's clever. Okay, at least we still have the chocolate name on the back. So that's all right. Let's try that again.